Hi guys, and welcome to this special edition on the Real Estate Therapy series.
And on this edition, we will be talking about real estate and how development has affected real estate using Onyx Global as a case study.
And who better to shed some light and answer some of our questions than the MD CEO of Onyx Global, who will be joining us on set shortly. Thank you so much for being on set with us today, sir. Obviously, you're not a stranger to our sets.
Of course.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for having me again. I really appreciate this moment.
And today you're really representing Nigeria. Right?
Really looking good
Oh,
with the cap and everything.
Yeah.
Of course,
Representing well.
Yeah, we have to preach what we say.
Yeah.
We have to look like
Practice
that.
what we preach.
That's-
Okay, so the first question, this one is actually a curious question from me.
Yeah.
How did the name Onyx Global come to be?
Oh wow. The name Onyx Global, right? Yeah, I think something global is actually what I always wanted because I know what we want to do. We're taking the gospel of real estate to a global world, right? So the global has always been there. So the name Onyx was missing. So it's something that we have to find a way to look at for it. So as somebody that is actually very a kind of a religious person.
Okay.
I'm a Christian to the core, right? And I'm not ashamed of saying that anytime. So I have to first search in depth of the gospel because whatever I do has to be, spiritually based, right? So I prayed and right. So at the moment, I got what I was first given was the brown color. Which mostly, I mean, if you look at me, it's actually what you're saying. The black and the touch of gold, right?
Yeah.
That was the first thing right there that was given. So, in searching more in what black and gold represents, so I had to making my findings and still praying when I stumbled on a precious stone, right? A precious stone called Onyx. Now, what is the biblical foundation of this stone, Onyx? For some of us, we can Google it later. If you check the book of Genesis, Exodus, you would see onyx being mentioned as a precious stone, gold, precious black stone, in which gives direction in time of when there seems to be no way. So during those days, when they were going for a reward, they had to put the stone down, and it shows the path, the right path to go. So this way, Onyx Global.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you check the Bible, you know this. Onyx Global was mentioned in the Bible about 11 times.
Wow.
Right in the Bible, yeah. And you can never find Onyx in a time of, you can't never find Onyx doing a negative part of whatever in the Bible.
Yeah.
It has already been positive, being used for kings, being used in the palace, royalty, basically.
That's quite.
Very deep.
Yeah, not many people actually know that, right? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Wow. And then the second question for today. What can you say about this year? Like this year?
2022.
Yeah, 2022. Sincerely speaking, we're not going to shy from it. It's been challenging. Yeah, extremely challenging. And above it all, for not just saying much, we give out glory for grace.
Yeah.
It has always been the grace of God taking us through. So 2022 has been challenging, but above, when there's this problem, when people say there's a casting down, we should say there's lifting up. So 2022 has been actually awesome. We thank God for helping us to come out of some of these challenges.
So what word would you use to describe how this year has been for Onyx Global? Just one word.
Just one word. Let me say graced. I'm just going to say graced. Yeah.
There's a lot here.
Exactly, that grace.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that.
Okay, and so second question from me. Of course, we all know development has eaten deep into the fabrics of the nation generally.
Of course, yeah.
And now, using Onyx Global as a case study, what can you say about the development on your properties?
Wow, that's a very big question.
Heavy question.
And actually, it's a question that I love to answer because I'm so proud of what we have done. See, one thing I've noticed, I've traveled to some part of the world, and especially Dubai, UAE, got my attention more with the level of development they have in that country, right? And then one of my mentor, Coach Chudi, said something. One of his posts said, there is no real estate without infrastructure. There's no real estate without development. And that's the basic truth of it, right? So I look at it and say, okay, yeah, there's a time for us to really preach real estate by implementing developments on site. And yeah, developments don't come cheap. Development is not cheap, especially this time around, this time of inflation on materials in Nigeria especially, right? Because yeah, when we started many of the development, we started our development all the way. As a matter of fact, about a week ago, I was talking with my engineer on site and also the artisans on site, and they were like, sir, we have been working all the way from January 2022, and this is November 2022. We haven't stopped for a day. I was like, what?
Whoa.
Right? That is a whole lot of time. So I was like, no, guys, coming 30th of November, everybody go to your house. We just have to stop because this year only, we have developed over 10 estates. When I mean develop over 10 estates, fully fenced, gated, about 6 estate road network has been done already, as we speak. Most of these estates are already painted, right? This same year, as a company, we acquired over 250 acres of land. Part of it, we have, we have Iloba Phase 1 and Phase 2, where majority of development has been done already. If you go there, you will see what we have done in that place. We have Abule Estate. Out of it, we have Itura, which is over about 100 acres of land. So a whole lot has been achieved this year. And one good thing is, we are not just acquiring this property, making sure that development goes on site immediately. Why? Because development is just the soul of real estate. Yeah, it's what brings value into real estate. If you buy a property for $1 million today, the moment development starts on that side, if it starts after an hour of purchase, there's a development, I mean, there's a value added to that property already. So, yeah, development been eaten. I mean, if you look at it, many times, say this year has been, it might be challenging, but this, I think it's one of the years that people actually bought a lot of real estate because people are coming to understand that there is fact in real estate. This in 2020, a guy, I can't remember the name at the moment, who was richer than Dangote, all right, invested in crypto, and the whole thing crashed overnight. And now I think it should be one of the poorest.
I saw that.
Right? So
imagine if you invested in real estate.
The same year. So real estate has actually taken over Africa, Nigeria especially. And I'll tell you what, Lagos State has been top of the charts.
The greatest market. The biggest market.
Development, right, with real estate recently, I mean, it's been awesome. And as Onyx, go and verify it.
It's true. Lots of updates.
I just really want to chip in something because you know Nigeria generally they say there's no money in Nigeria, but then even as things increase, people still, like you said, price of materials and raw materials keeps on increasing, but people still buy it. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
If one thing about real estate is this, right? If you are investing your money in real estate, regardless of whatever you are investing right now, you're going to be getting it back in 100%. If you can just implement the value of time into it by waiting for some appropriate time, not just by rushing into it. And people are saying there's no money. People are saying, I won't agree with the fact that really there is no money. Maybe it's not enough, right? But you can't even wait to have it all before you actually invest in real estate. Okay, so for so many persons in this year only, we have so many people that invested in property in the previous years, which things seems a bit difficult for them this year. And you know what? Some of them, all they have to do was to just, I bought 6 plots at a time. Can I sell just 1 plot? I mean, that was the same thing that happened to Femi Otedola. Everybody, majority of people that are interested in real estate, I've actually read that story before. When everything went down, everything crashed. He came back on by, selling some of his assets. You don't sell your ability, of course. You have to sell assets. Number one asset in the whole world, acceptable all around the globe, is real estate. Right? So, there might be no money in the system, in the country as we speak, but those that actually invested in real estate have less complaint to make because it's actually hitting on every industry in the country right now.
So what property would you say is your favorite property? Let's know which one is your fave.
Wow.
Wow.
Of what?
That's the tough question, actually.
As easy as it sounds.
Yeah, as easy as it sounds. It's my favorites. I just have a lot of. You know one thing, right? About me personally, and as a brand, our locations are top notch, and I think this is one of the things that our partners, our realtors, and consultants actually says about us. Our locations are extremely top notch. We have beautiful locations, I think. So it makes it difficult to say, okay, this estate is but then I think I lost my estate. Yeah, an estate like Abule. Maybe. Yeah, estate like Abule, yeah. And Onyx Abode. I mean, of course, Onyx Abode. Of course,
true. You can't forget.
Of course, Onyx Abode. So I only have option to choose just one, right?
Just one.
Wow. Can we skip the question to this? Because I don't want some parents to start feeling like, oh, you now I have. Okay, but yeah, I think Onyx Abode.
Okay.
I'll go with Onyx Abode. Okay. Yeah. Right?
Well, Onyx Abode is a housing project.
Yeah, it's a housing project, yeah.
And of course, let's just deviate a little.
Oh,
let's go to lands. Let's go to lands.
Okay, on housing project, I'll say Onyx Abode.
Okay. Yeah.
Then on land, I'll say Abule. Yeah.
I like that. that.
I'll say Abule.
But you know, I used to think it was King City in Woba.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to think it's Iloba. I used to think his favorite was Iloba.
Yeah, it is, but maybe Abule.
For now.
You know, because the fact that Abule is waterfront property.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, and
yeah, that's true.
Abule is an estate that mostly, in some of my down period, like I just want to think, I don't want to stay away from the noise, and so I just take a boat to the waterfront side of Abule. I just sit down there, even though as bushy it is a bit now. I just sit there and I just So I think Abule.
Was that one of the first properties that you uncovered?
Not really. Yeah, this is a property we actually acquired since 2021, right? But so it's actually a property that I love. If you see what we did there this year alone. You would appreciate it. Shows you that. I mean, this is a property that started maybe because of the appreciation level. Because it's a property that was selling
maybe exactly. Because in the end,
now that the same property is currently selling for 10 million naira, and by January 2023, this same property will be selling for 15 million naira for the regular
floor. And
then for the Lagoon floor. Yeah, I think you all need to buy
that. Can I ask one question?
Okay, please.
Yeah, what's the initial deposit for this property?
Abule?
Yeah.
Currently it's 1 million naira.
So please, if you're watching, you can just do something. So please.
Of course.
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful answer. Next question is, you know, with the current state of Nigeria, considering inflation, change of naira notes, expensive how things have been, especially this year, or should I say just this month alone, right? So, would you advise somebody to venture into real estate, like, of course, fully?
Of course. You're not venturing into real estate. What are you venturing into? Of course, 100%. One thing about real estate, though, and I would like the viewers to know this: don't use your emergency money to invest in real estate. Right? You are going to lose money. No, like coming to our own side now, we have rules and regulations, terms and conditions in refunding. When there is a request for a refund, right? So now, if you are going to be putting your money in real estate and it's your emergency fund means maybe money to eat, money for health care, money for, you understand? Yeah. You don't put that fully into real estate. So all you have in your account is just 1 million naira. Don't let anybody put pressure on you to put your 1 million naira into real estate, right? Yeah. So maybe out of 1 million naira, if you can spare 500,000 to put in real estate, you keep the remaining balance. But if you put your 1 million naira in real estate, most companies, after 1 month, you feel like, oh, I need money, everything, money I'm spending did not come and this and that. Now you want to make some request for a refund, you're going to be losing about 30%, some about 40% of that money.
Wow.
So, right, so with the current situation of the country, I will tell you that it is safe to venture into real estate. 100%. It is safe. If you are looking for a way to keep your money, keeping it in the bank is going to disvalue. I know I came with this idea that I told some of my viewers sometimes in one of my interviews. I said, okay, let's flash back to what was happening. You know, our fathers then, people said they were not educated, right? Yeah. But they were not educated because they were not doing it the way we were doing it now, right? But they only understood the concept of savings. You know, this generation might not really know this, you know, but really, but really, you know, our fathers then, they have their money kept where? When the mode of savings then, I don't know if any of you have heard the story. The mode of savings then, how do they save their money? They put it, no, they don't just
piggy
hide
bank.
it. Bank.
No, like a piggy, like that colo now.
No,
that colo.
No banks at the time.
Yeah,
I know, like I mean that colo.
There's no colo. You know what they do? There's this spot during the time of cowries when we're still using cowries, spending cowries. There's this pot, modern pots that they put the money in, wrap it with. In fact, majority of the of wealth. There's this program on the TV whereby you see people in search of treasures. They call it in search of treasures. You see them digging the ground. Mostly treasures were kept in the ground those days. So I can simply tell you that treasures were kept in the land because that's the safest place you can keep it. So right now,
that was good.
Right now, you cannot keep your money in the ground. You can't bury it again, right?
Yeah.
You know, we know what will happen to it, consume seeds, and you know, you start tearing up because it's paper. So how do you still keep saving the money in the
land?
ground?
But not actually in land.
Oh,
that was too good.
So
that's
just the best way. So
good.
the system is still being retained now.
Yeah.
So anybody that is looking for a safe way of keeping money, you just have to put it in you just put it in line.
No, he deserves. For that. No, that
was you know, in our next episode, I think we should start doing something. A wise man once said,
quote.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, at this point, that was really good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, next question. Looking at the journey of 2022, what month would you say was your difficult month as Onyx Global?
Most challenging.
As Onyx Global. Yeah, most difficult. I'll tell you one thing. Every month we face a challenge.
Yeah.
Every month we face. See, developers are not God. And I'm speaking this on behalf of some developers right now. Developers are not God. And that's why you cannot tell me about a developing company, real estate developing company. Okay, this happened and I'm going to tell you that, no, they did bad. Why? Because real estate itself is very challenging. And I will tell you, one of my mentors, the MDC of Landway, Mr. Wale Ayilara, he said in one of his interviews, he said, he doesn't know about other industry. That he knows that some other industry might be difficult. But he's not sure if any other industry is as spiritual as real estate industry. Real estate is spiritual, right?
Yeah.
There are some forces. There are some land you go and buy. There are some forces in that bush that don't want you to develop.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Sometimes the place you are acquiring has been the place whereby all these indigenes has been using for their traditional worship stuff, and then by the time you get there, I've bought a property before that was being chased in my dream. Like, okay, what are you? I saw myself on that property. I was like, don't you know this is our territory?
Wow.
Right? Oh. That's how. So real estate alone, it's very challenging. So as a developer, every month comes with its own challenge. Sure. Every month comes with its extreme challenge. You know, sometimes you go to sites. Sometimes the site that has experienced full development, you get there one day and you notice that, oh, the fence, the gate that I've done here is nowhere to be found. You have to be wondering. Now, real estate is not black market. You know, so many people, sometimes when people ask me questions that, why do you have to stay? They can't just like, no, I just have to be playing with you. Real estate, that you are entrusting your money with me does not mean that I'm not going to face challenge. That's not the fact. The reason why you are giving your money is so that you don't face the headache. True. And I have the capacity to make sure your capital is secured. Irrespective of whatever challenge we are facing, one thing that is certain is for Onyx, I speak for Onyx now, for Onyx Global, your capital is a priority to us. It will be protected. We will stand and go any length to make sure your capital is protected. But that does not mean that we don't face this. No, there are a whole lot. So every month in real estate, we have a challenge. But I mean, I would say this November, even October, November has been very challenging. October, November has been very challenging. I've been on my toes, moving around, making sure that, because one day some people will just wake up somewhere and just say, hey, my own is this. So you just have to, both legal way, every other way that even spiritual way. You just have to make sure that So there's challenge every time in real estate, and that's why I advise people. I tell people very well, especially do not attempt to buy land from Omonile. Guys, do not don't attempt to buy a land from Omonile. And this is me telling you, if Omonile is going to sell land for you for 1 million naira. A real estate company might probably sell it for you for 1.5 million. Even if they sell you for 3 million, go for a real estate company. You know that your money is secured with them. True. And you can just go to sleep with your eyes closed. Right? So, in real estate, every month is returning. Trust me, yeah.
Wow.
It's well.
It is well. Yeah. Even in the well, it is well.
Okay, another question is, how has Lagos State government helped or affected the real estate market?
That's a very good one. I'm not sure there is any state in Nigeria. I'm trying to take one after the other. In any state in Nigeria today that can compete with Lagos State.
When it has to do with real estate market.
Yeah, let me say when it has to do with real estate market. Okay. I've not really traveled to so many other states, but in real estate, which is my own industry, no, there's no state that can compete. Not even the central, no, not even that can compete with real estate market in Lagos. Why? Because you don't just buy land. Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, in one of his preaching, talking about investment, it mentions something, right? He said, not because you have the money, you're going to your village to build. Because this is one thing people don't know about real estate. Don't do real estate don't be selfish when you are doing real estate. Your number one concentration on real estate should be commercial.
Okay.
Yeah, when I mean commercial, you can buy the land in your name with the, understanding that I want to resell it. Or you can buy the land with the understanding that I want to build it and rent it out. So if your target is central within commercial real estate, investment, you would agree with me that when it comes to commercial activities, number one business hub in Africa, Lagos State top it.
Lagos State, that's
right. I mean, if there's anything they want to do in most of these foreign countries, foreign investors, if there's any state they're looking to invest in Nigeria today, number one is Lagos State. And that's why Lagos is the richest. Yeah. So it's region of all states.
That's right.
Yeah, it generates better revenue.
Yeah.
So that lets you know that, and we will look, I think Lagos is one of the most crowded, populated.
Yeah.
So about 200 million plus people in just one state. Wow. There's demand. Till now, there's still massive house deficit. So I will tell you that Lagos State has actually immensely contributed to the success of real estate market. And that's why it's number one. The number one place. In fact, there's a platform online, they call it Inside Africa, and Inside Africa Market. And about a week ago, they just ascertained it that the best place to invest in Africa right now is Nigeria, and Lagos State to be precise. Right? In Lagos State, look at so many infrastructure that is going on. There's no major infrastructure that is happening in every other state that is not available in Lagos State. So Lagos State government has actually made this possible, right? Lagos State, might say there's traffic and that, and that's why Lagos State is currently spending billions of dollars on road, infrastructure, and so many things is currently being done. So this is a government that's actually setting up, that's putting other states on the run to make sure that they are also. So Lagos State as government, like you asked, actually contributed to the real estate market in affecting real estate markets positively with infrastructure they have provided all along. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's nice. Okay, do you want to?
Yeah, I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
Now, when it has to do with real estate generally, I saw a post on Instagram where it states that lots of people in diaspora, or lots of foreigners, let me use that word, tend to invest more in real estate than we that have this real estate.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand.
People that live in...
foreigners tend to invest more in Nigerian real estate market.
Okay, do you mean Nigerians in diaspora or foreigners? Foreigners.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now my question is, what is your advice to we that have this real estate market and are not making use of it? And what's your other advice to Nigerians in diaspora, seeing that foreigners are investing more in the Nigerian market.
Yeah, we actually missing out, right? You know, this is why we need to start educating people. In Nigeria, I see that people would rather buy a car than buy a land.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
We are the highest number, mostly in Africa, of consumer when it comes to importation of cars. Right?
Yeah.
People just, and that's why our road is congested. And everybody wants to own 5 cars. If you're not using it for a business, it doesn't make any sense. You want to own, I know some persons that to themselves, these guys are not married and they can be counting about 6 cars in their compound. What is this being used
That's
for?
absurd.
All right? I mean, it's good to live a luxury life, but you have an investment that can sponsor your luxury lifestyle. Do you get what I'm saying? So now, why that is because we did not get adequate training, adequate advice. People are saying there is no money. Go and tell people bank accounts.
True.
There's money in the bank.
True.
There's no money, but you're going to the bank every day.
True.
African man or a Nigerian man would rather keep his money in the bank. Wake up in the morning and say,
my money.
Okay, 10 million naira is still there. And one day you will wake up, I won't mention name, and you just see 9,999,099 naira. Say, where's the 1 naira? Where's the 1 naira? They say, okay, maintenance. Are you keeping my card for me? You understand? And this one day people don't know about saving money in the bank. If you go to the bank to get some loan, right? Yeah. Bank wants to get a collateral from you. I mean, if you are going to be using that money to buy anything outside, they will say, okay, where's your collateral? The collateral they expect more is property.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that if a man that doesn't have saving with that bank walks into a bank with a good portfolio and said, I want to use the money to purchase property, that loan will be approved. So you're not keeping your money in the bank. Because I've always had my question, where is bank getting money to pay their staff? Where are they getting the money to pay their staff? Where are they getting money to put infrastructure in the bank, to maintain, to run the area? Where are they getting it?
True.
Guys, that money you are keeping in your bank, that you are seeing in your account is just ordinary number. The money you have kept there is not there. It has been given to an investor, somebody that wants to put money into real estate. Do you understand? What? So Nigerians, Africans, we like to just make sure that we use our money for what we can see immediately. Yeah. A man would rather use the money to buy food. So I saw a quote. Where he said, "It is whatever I will spend my money because my next of kin." It doesn't work that way. When Queen Elizabeth died, we counted that over 6,000 acres was recorded and it was given to the grandson or so. Whoa. You understand? So real estate is an imperishable asset. It's something that everybody should want. True. So, but we need to start educating ourselves from now. That's it. Keeping money in the bank is not actually, it's the safest, right? You need to start investing. So and that's why foreigners understand this culture, right? And that's why they're doing it. Foreigners understand it. That's what they have practiced in their own country. And Nigeria, Africa is one of the countries that God has blessed so much. There's no natural disaster. You actually now the natural disaster we have is incapability of the federal government. I mean, the current flood that was experienced, and now that Cameroon has opened their dam, this is a dam that has been discussed to be built for years, that it can be avoided, right? Yeah. So there's no natural disaster anywhere in the country. So that's why foreigners would rather come and put in their money here.
True.
Right? Because they are sure of protection safety, on this. So I mean, foreigners understand this, and they will see us as the highest consumer of whatever they are bringing in, and that's what is happening, basically. Yeah.
Wow, that's very true. That's very true.
Nigeria.
We're a great nation, amen. Okay, so I know you're a very spiritual man and a man of great faith. So did you implement that when you were naming some of the estates and property that you have? So how did you come up with the name?
Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't say that the spirituality. Yeah, there are some names that I come up with myself, and I just name it this. Like Iloba. Iloba has become a very major landmark name in the locations where we have this estate. Go and verify. Let me start using the go and verify. Go to Elerongbe Junction today, right? There are so many villages, but at the junction you see bike, taking motorcycles, taking people. Tell them you are going to Iloba. We just got there this year. This village has been existing for the past only got how many years? 20, 30 years. But Iloba today, Iloba Estate
is a major landmark.
Is a major landmark.
Whoa.
Wow.
You understand? So we have unique names for estates, and we've go there today. Many people, many villages, many people living there. Once there's one day, I say, yeah, we are going to Iloba. That's what it is, and they just take them.
Iloba is actually my own favorite. What's your own favorite? Like the name. I really like that name.
Iloba.
Yeah, King City, right?
Yeah, King City.
It's my favorite.
I would rather prefer Regnum. The name Regnum. It gives this vibe like royalty.
Yeah, like, you know what? You know what? Right here, this is it. Our estates are actually named with the feelings. So when I got to Iloba, when I looked at the environment, when I look at the neighborhood, when I looked at what will be coming to those locations, I didn't have any other feeling than this is a feeling that kings should live here. Kings like royalty should live here. And that's why the Iloba came up from. From the Regnum, if you check the meaning of it, Regnum is somebody that is embodied with water. And Regnum is a waterfront property. And Regnum also means royalty. So you are still on the point of that. So most of our estates, like Abule, basically, Abule is cited from the angle that this is still a developing community. We want to have the feeling, we don't want to just imports everything. Luxury that's just the way they do it. No, let's have our own feeling. And in Abule, for people that live in the village, like me, who understand what Abule means. So Abule is a kind of a community that is peaceful, not too big, but a community, a community that everybody knows each other, loves each other.
You can call it a home.
Yeah, you can call it. Yeah, you can call it a
developing village.
So exactly. So that feelings of those are the things that bring out names to our estate mostly. Yeah, we also, as a team, we work together. So we look at some names of, okay, what's the environment like? Then okay, we say, okay, this is a name that we
that's
think.
Very thoughtful. Yeah.
That's actually. Yeah, I did actually see that coming.
Yes, I did see that coming.
Well, we've come to the end of this section, and thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
We really look forward to meeting you once more.
Thank you so much.
Once again, thank you for the wisdom shared.
I was going to say that's so insightful.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know the English to you.
You guys to say this to our viewers at home. And this is a special part of this. Just want to pass this message that to our consultants, our partners, and our clients. We appreciate you all. We appreciate your push. We appreciate your trust. We appreciate your support. I previously said, this year has actually been a tremendous year for us, and we have done so much in angle of development. Over 12 estates developed just this year, and we are still working. We are still working, though all our workouts will be stopping developmental work coming 30th of November, and we are going to be resuming back to development work from 1st of February, or better still before then, but 1st of February, we'll be getting back to site on development. And for so many estates that hasn't been, some of our previous estates that has actually not experienced much of this development and also allocation. That sometimes that we encounter some situation that is beyond our control, that we just need to find a way, we can assure you this is going to be one of our priority for next year coming 2023 by the special grace of God. So we want to say a very big thank you. We appreciate you, your support. My team of Onyx Global Business Investment Limited, we say thank you so much for the great work we've done. All the artisans, all the engineers, thank you so much. Our partners, all our realtors, our consultants, and our clients, thank you for the trust. All I can say is let's do more. 2023 is going to be a real banger.
That's true.
Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it.
Welcome,
Thank you.
So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and we're still on Real Estate Therapy. On to the next section. Bye.